This is ABC7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks for joining us. Our top story tonight, Congress reacting to the U.S. airstrikes in Syria.
President Trump launched a missile attack on the Syrian Air Force base, sending the message that the chemical weapons attack won't be tolerated. ABC's Kenneth Moten has more from Capitol Hill.
Good evening. President Trump's administration has been busy today briefing members of Congress and telling the international community the president had every right to launch that military strike. Today, members of Congress asking the Trump administration what's next after his first major military action, strikes on Syria. 59 Tomahawk cruise missiles launched from 2 American warships in the Mediterranean, striking a Syrian air base. President Trump giving the order from his Mar-a-Lago estate, changing his mind about Syrian President Bashar al-Assad after this week's deadly chemical weapons attack.
Assad choked out the lives of helpless men, women, and children. It was a slow and brutal death.
Syria and Russia calling the strike an act of aggression. UN Ambassador Nikki Haley at an emergency meeting of the UN Security Council.
It is in our vital national security interest to prevent the spread and use of chemical weapons.
Senators were briefed Friday on Capitol Hill. All agree Assad needs to be held accountable, disagreeing after Trump didn't ask for congressional approval to strike.
The power to declare war resides in Congress. It was illegal for President Obama to bomb Libya. It's also illegal for President Trump to bomb Syria.
You got to bring this to Congress with a plan that tells Congress what is involved, what's the end game.
The top Republican in the Senate says at this point that debate is not needed.
I think this strike was simply about don't use chemical weapons again. That's what this strike was about. So I don't think it necessarily leads to another conclusion.
But many members of Congress say Assad must go, and they want a comprehensive plan from the Trump administration. Reporting live here on Capitol Hill, Kenneth Moten, ABC News. Now back to you.
All right, Kenneth, thank you. Suncoast Congressman Vern Buchanan releasing a statement on last night's airstrikes. Buchanan saying, quote, the U.S. strike against a Syrian air base was a measured and appropriate response to Bashar al-Assad's use of banned chemical weapons. He went on to say, I hope the president will now bring together the international community in a unified response against the Syrian government's unacceptable actions.
Now to another developing story overseas. We're following a nationwide manhunt underway in Sweden for the person who drove a stolen beer truck down a pedestrian street and crashed it into a department store. Police released photos of a man wearing a greenish hood there at the top of the escalator, believed to somehow be connected to the incident. The Swedish Prime Minister describes the crash in Stockholm as a terror attack. Police say 2 people were killed and many others injured when the truck plowed through one of the busiest shopping streets in the center of the Swedish capital. And we'll continue to closely monitor this attack, the situation in Syria as well. You can stay up to date on the latest information by downloading the My Suncoast app. You'll get breaking news alerts, weather forecasts, and community news updates delivered straight to the palm of your hand. And we're actually getting a little bit of a break. We're feeling a nice cool breeze out there, and one of the most popular festivals on the Suncoast is about to get underway.
Yeah, it's benefiting from that, I'm sure. The 25th annual Shark's Tooth Festival underway in Venice, and ABC7's chief meteorologist Bob Harrigan joins us now live from Venice with more. Bob?
I got to tell you, it's beautiful out here, albeit a little bit cool under the tent here. And they've got 3 large tents and then many different tents for booths here showing off their wares. Get a look at this. This is what it's all about. Shark's Tooth right there. This one more than likely from a megalodon. $95. I'm trying to talk them down a little bit. We're going to talk about the Shark's Tooth Festival as well as the weather. But right now, currently, we have lots of sunshine and sea conditions are rather brisk today, causing some small craft advisories to be flying. But those will be lifted tomorrow, so good news on that front. 70, the problem is the low humidity. Look at that. 31%. I know that's a good thing for us, but not for fires. Cool weather, high pressure is slowly working its way from the west. We're getting that northerly flow. This is going to be one of the coldest nights tonight. We could see some record lows inland. The evening planner looks good. This stays open till 9, by the way. I'm going to tell you, I've been doing live shots at this particular event, I don't know, for over a decade. And this is by far one of the busiest nights, starting nights, I've ever seen. And it maybe do something to do with the fact that beaches are a little cool and people are here enjoying this nice, comfortable evening. We'll have much more in our forecast. Grab your jackets and sweaters. Details on that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office releasing the results of a month-long crackdown on opioid addiction, appropriately named Operation Spring Smackdown. Sheriff Tom Knight showcased a poster of all 28 suspects arrested for a variety of drug crimes in March. He says they have a combined 332 prior felony charges. Half of them have spent time in state prison. The sheriff even going into the graphic details of a noteworthy arrest of Finesse Lagler. Not only is she charged with felony drug possession, but also with child neglect.
After undercover detectives watched her boyfriend inject her with a liquid opiate, as a 3-year-old who was in her custody and care walked dangerously close to Bee Ridge Road.
The sheriff says since January 1st, 71 opiate overdoses have been recorded, which includes 32 in the month of March.
An update now on a house fire that killed 3 boys in Arcadia. The woman accused of setting that fire could now be facing the death penalty. Prosecutors announced this week they will seek the death penalty against Marion Williams. She faces 3 separate charges of first-degree murder as well as attempted murder and arson. Last month, police say Williams intentionally set the home of her boyfriend on fire, killing 3 of his grandchildren. Williams will be arraigned on murder charges Monday in DeSoto County.
Friends and neighbors are sharing some insight on a Bradenton gunman who was killed in a standoff with Manatee County Sheriff's deputies.
Family members say Glenn Wattenpool was a veteran. On Thursday, he lost control, taking his mobile home park manager hostage for hours. ABC7's Jess Dowdrick is live from Pescara Lake Mobile Home Park with what Wattenpool's neighbors have to say tonight. Jess.
Good evening, Haley and Scott. Several neighbors of the gunman, Glenn Wattenpool, say that he had been acting strange for the past couple of years. They say he became very paranoid and began stalking and harassing some of the people in the community. That's ultimately what led to his eviction and the events that unfolded yesterday. The hostage in a Bradenton standoff was back where it all happened Friday morning. Pescara Lake manager Mike Albaugh worked with deputies as they reenacted the 6-hour standoff, which deputies say is typical in a police-involved shooting. Deputies say Wattenpool was armed with a shotgun and handgun when he held Albaugh hostage inside of the clubhouse. Court documents show that 68-year-old Glenn Wattenpool was being evicted because he continued to harass, stalk, and make inappropriate accusations toward neighbors in the Pescara Lake community. During the standoff with deputies on Thursday, Wattenpool told law enforcement that the eviction and the, quote, rumors going around the neighborhood were why he did what he did, held the park manager hostage. He told deputies he wanted to be heard. Neighbors say while they're shocked by what happened, they've had several problems with Wattenpool in the past. Dave Rainier lived on the same block as Wattenpool.
Until about 2 to 2.5 years ago, he was a very pleasant man. We played golf. We had, he sat in my carport and we had, conversation.
But things changed.
He started thinking that people in the park were out to get him. He changed drastically. From calling me a friend and a neighbor, he started calling me nasty names.
The board at Pescara Lake documented several instances of Wattenpool's behavior, which they reported to management. The complaints include Wattenpool revving his motorcycle too loudly, circling homes with his car, and staring residents down. Last May, Wattenpool addressed the complaints in a letter to the park manager, the man he held hostage, Mike Albaugh. Wattenpool said he meant no harm or ill will to his neighbors and that he planned to contact his doctor at the VA for more help. In what he called an addendum to the original letter, Wattenpool goes on to say that he has never been arrested, promising to remain cordial to his neighbors. But neighbors say the behaviors continued, and ultimately, he was evicted.
Glenn was a nice guy. He just had some problems.
4 deputies who were involved in the shooting are on paid administrative leave while the investigation continues. I did talk to the park manager who was on scene earlier today. He said he's doing okay, but that he's not ready to make any public comment. He was treated at the hospital yesterday and released last night. In Bradenton, Jess Dowdrick, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Jess, thank you so much. Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, Judge Neil Gorsuch now has a clear path to the Supreme Court bench. Now, the vice president changed a Senate rule to make it all happen.
And ABC7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be joining us live from the Venice Shark's Tooth Festival with your full forecast. And a brush fire in Venice believed to have been started by a lightning strike. What firefighters are doing to make sure it doesn't flare up.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction. Spend time choosing from exciting colors, textures, and accessories, and then collaborate with one of our expert designers to create the perfect custom storage solution to fit your style and budget. At California Closets, we design everything to exceed your expectations for any room in your home. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the nearest showroom to you. California Closets, designed to your life.
So many times we underestimate the human spirit's drive to recover. We often see people surpass what any of us might have expected initially. The Rehabilitation Pavilion at Sarasota Memorial is the top of the line. It allows us to really bring the patient's recovery to the next level.
The Sarasota Film Festival is March 31st through April 9th, featuring independent films from around the world, panels, parties, and conversations with stars, all happening in downtown Sarasota.
You don't want to miss it, so get your festival guide and choose the films and events you want to attend. Buy your tickets online, by phone, or at the Hollywood 20 box office. They go fast, so get them now.
So join us to see and be seen.
It's official. The U.S. Senate has voted to confirm Judge Neil Gorsuch to the Supreme Court.
Vice President Mike Pence presided over the final tally with 54 yes votes and 45 no. The nomination of Neil Gorsuch of Colorado to be an Associate Justice on the Supreme Court of the United States was confirmed. For the past 2 days, Senate Democrats tried to block the vote from happening with a short-lived filibuster, but Republicans changed the Senate rules to confirm Gorsuch with a simple 51-vote majority.
The confirmation process was certainly a significant undertaking, one that wouldn't have been possible without the dedicated efforts of so many. So I'd like to take a moment to recognize them now. First, I'd like to thank the man who made this moment possible by sending us this outstanding nominee. That's our president, Donald Trump.
The Supreme Court says Neil Gorsuch will be sworn in as the 113th justice on Monday in separate ceremonies at the court and the White House.
Authorities in Miami-Dade County are telling people to stay indoors and away from heavy smoke as a brush fire in the Everglades spreads. Firefighters are working hard to protect homes in Pembroke Pines. The brush fire has been burning in Broward County since Wednesday afternoon, but the winds changed overnight and the fire has now spread south into Miami-Dade. The fire has already burned more than 4,600 acres. People have been evacuated from some areas. Here on the Suncoast, the Venice Fire Department is keeping a close eye on a brush fire that started yesterday. That fire started behind the Pinebrook Park Clubhouse. Neighbors told fire officials they heard a loud bang right before noticing smoke from the trees. It's believed a lightning strike probably started that fire. Firefighters were able to put it out last night, but they stayed on the scene for most of the night and into today to make sure no hot spots spark up.
In this particular area, the thatch, or dead roots, as over time, is pretty thick, and that's what makes the rekindle likely when the winds kick up.
And those firefighters were expecting the winds to kick up a little this afternoon, but again, they are on scene there to make sure nothing gets out of hand.
For shell hunters and beach lovers, this is a great event. The 25th annual Shark's Tooth Festival is underway in Venice.
With lots of live music, arts, crafts, food, and shark's teeth. ABC7's Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan joins us now live from Venice with more. Hi, Bob.
Yes, and it all benefits. Hello, it benefits all the special athletes here in Sarasota. So it's a great event, and I must tell you, there's over a couple of thousand people here, it seems, already. Doors up, gates open up at 4 o'clock. They'll stay open until 9. Tomorrow it's 10 until 9 o'clock, and then on Sunday it's 10 until 5. So come on out. It's going to be a great weekend for it too. And I've got this Megalodon shark's tooth right here. This one worth $300. It's about 3 to 4 million years old. And the Megalodon, if you don't know, it was a big shark. It could probably eat great white sharks like they were minnows. That's how big they were. This was found in the phosphate mine in North Carolina. So they have them from all over here. I was just talking to a lady who was selling some horse teeth to the gentleman behind me here in his booth. Horse teeth. That's right. The one gentleman also told me that he sold 700 horse teeth just at the last show a couple of weeks ago. So they're, I guess, valuable too. And another person found a nice, what was it, a mammoth, a Colombian mammoth at the celery fields in Sarasota. And that was a great find. Here's what's going on with our weather. A bit windy, a bit dry, high fire danger. And it looks like we are going to continue to see that high fire danger stay with us right through Saturday and even into Sunday, as the humidity values will stay low. Casey Key webcam showing the sea state has been up. High waves, rip current advisories will be expiring tonight. A chilly night ahead. Sunny weekend though, and staying dry for the festival. Too dry for firefighters. They'd like to see a little bit more moisture around. Cool and dry conditions tonight. We're talking nearly record low temperatures. Lows expected to be into the 40s in places. There's that fire warning danger until 8 o'clock tonight. It will be back with us again tomorrow, so keep that in mind. 70 right now, sunshine. The dew point is at 38 degrees. That's low for this time of year, and the humidity at 31%. Winds are out of the northwest at 15. We've had gusts as high as 20. Temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s near the coast. It's a little bit chilly here under the tent in the shade. Lows tonight, 45 in Northport, 48 in Inglewood, 50 in Venice, 48 in Osprey, and Mayaca City right at 45 degrees. Now you factor in the wind, it'll actually feel more like in the low 40s in those inland locations. Along the beaches, Anna Maria right around 53 for an overnight low, 50 in Bradenton, and 46 in Parrish under fair skies with northwest winds at around 10 miles an hour. That will make it feel colder. Now to start the morning off, winds will be out of the northeast anywhere from 5 to 10, and then they'll pick up a little bit in the afternoon, not too much out of the northwest, and that will keep temperatures a little bit cooler throughout today. Highs expected to be well below seasonal averages in the low 70s on Saturday with lots of sunshine around, and it looks as though no cloudiness anticipated through Sunday, as you'll see in the Futurecast. Futurecast showing a large, sprawling area of high pressure dominating the weather over the southeast. Quite a contrast to all the rough weather we saw over there over the past several days. Nationally, we have 2 storms, one in the northeast that's winding up, and then one in the west, which is bringing lots of nasty weather from California to Colorado. Temperatures cooler in Toronto, 39, warmer in Minot, it's 71 there. It's warmer in North Dakota than right here along the Sun Coast. Winds out of the northeast. We'll start off at 15 knots, subside to 10 to 15 in the afternoon. A much better boating day on Sunday. Water temperature has cooled down. It was 80 degrees just a couple of days ago. High tide, 11:16. A low tide will be at 6:28. Sunset at 7:51. Sunrise will be at 7:13. The forecast looks like this for us tonight. Much cooler, mostly fair, 49 for your low, and north winds at 10 to 15. Tomorrow, a beautiful sunny day coming out to the 25th annual Shark's Tooth Festival. It should be beautiful here, below average temperatures, but still mild, 74 degrees, not as windy, north winds 5 to 10, and the extended forecast is calling for beautiful weather on in through Sunday with high temperatures back into the upper 70s and then low 80s to start the work week. And it looks to be good. By the way, $4 to get in. If you're 12 and under, free for children. Parking is free. That's always great. And they have live music, and they have some adult beverages as well as regular beverages, and a lot of food here, and a lot of shark's teeth. This one right here, $300. You guys, you want to get it? I can probably get a deal maybe for $280. Back to you.
That is a big one. All right, Bob, thank you so much. Now on Suncoast Traffic Watch, right now traffic's backed up on Bee Ridge Road in Sarasota. This is just a little bit, let's see, west of Honore. It doesn't look so bad right now, though. There was a 6-vehicle crash right near Evie's that was backing up traffic, but it looks like they have it cleared up and things are looking much better at this hour.
Thank you, Scott. As we mentioned earlier, it's very dry right now in Florida, and firefighters are working overtime, but they regularly risk their lives. And now we're learning their job may be putting their heart health at risk. A small experiment suggests physical exertion and exposure to extreme heat may put firefighters at an elevated risk for heart attacks. That's according to a study by the British Heart Foundation Center for Cardiovascular Sciences. Those elements could trigger the formation of blood clots and prevent blood vessels from relaxing. Heart attacks are the most common cause of death among on-duty firefighters. Women who have MS but want to be mothers should be hopeful. For years, many doctors advised MS patients not to have children, but fortunately, science has proven otherwise. According to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society, MS has shown to have no negative effects on fertility and childbirth. Many women in their second and third trimesters actually tend to have fewer relapses, although some women may see certain MS complications get worse, such as bowel dysfunction and loss of coordination and balance. Scientists one day hope to be able to tell a person his or her cancer risk based on the bacteria present in his or her body. More importantly, these bacteria and microbes, collectively called the microbiome, could give people information about what they can do to lower their risk. Research on this topic was presented at the American Association for Cancer Research's annual meeting. Coming up, a mother trapped in a flood while in labor, how a helicopter pilot was able to rescue her and have a safe delivery for this mom. Plus, a 5-year-old who has a rare form of leukemia, what her elementary school did to bring a smile to her face.
There's a whole new way to bank with Achieva Checking Plus. You get new features like cell phone protection for 3 phones, plus an interest-bearing account. And that's good to know. Discover all the benefits at AchievaCU.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
The official salon of ABC7. Cutting Loose Salon.
A unique celebration of a distinctive cultural gem in Sarasota. La Musica, the annual international festival of chamber music, with renowned musicians from 4 continents. April 3rd through April 12th at the Sarasota Opera House and at Sainer Pavilion. Buy your tickets now.
There's a whole new way to bank with Achieva Checking Plus. You get new features like full ID theft protection, and that's good to know. Discover all the benefits at achievacu.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
A pizza delivery in California misses the 30-minute or less promise.
A big rig was carrying 70,000 pounds of frozen pizzas when it overturned on an interstate in Roseville, California. The driver was not hurt, but the truck did overturn and had to be flipped right side up. The frozen pizzas did not spill out of the truck, but they probably were a bit shaken up. There's no word on what caused this crash.
A school district is getting creative to offer support to a sick student. Teachers, students, and parents from a New York elementary school wanted to let a little girl know they were thinking about her, so they dressed up as trolls and danced around to songs from her favorite movie. The principal's 5-year-old daughter, Kelsey, was diagnosed with a rare form of leukemia in February. A crowdfunding site has been set up to help pay for Kelsey's treatment, and so far they've raised almost $120,000.
Wow, that is impressive. This is not your average birth announcement photo. A mother gave birth in a rescue helicopter after being rescued from a flood in Peru. She had reportedly been in labor for 2 days. The baby is named Cielo, which means sky in Spanish. The helicopter's pilot visited the pair in the hospital there, bringing some gifts and posing for photos.
Speaking of babies, check this out. An adorable new addition at the Memphis Zoo. Look at that. The little girl was born March 23rd, weighing in at 76 pounds. Zoo curators say the hippo likes to stay close to her mom, as you can see. You can see her prancing around and going for a swim there. The hippo doesn't have a name just yet because the Memphis Zoo will hold a contest soon to choose one.
Oh, so cute. I never thought I would say a hippo is cute, but that is cute. And I love how she was so close to her mom. She didn't want to be even an inch away.
Yep.
So.
And already a natural in the water. Look at that.
They just are born with those instincts.
Yep.
It's amazing. Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, skydiving in Venice on the verge of being banned again. What the city is doing to avoid accidents.
Plus, Manatee High School's head football coach steps off the field while he's leaving the sport to pursue a completely different career.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
Port Florida Home.
By Florida workers. Because we know Florida weather.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get the 3rd free, plus our lifetime warranty. New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
Florida Studio Theater presents Piano Men, held over by popular demand through April 2nd. Attributing the virtuosity and elegance of the Piano Man, Piano Men features the works of 20th century's best pianists and songwriters. Featuring songs from music icons such as Billy Joel, Stevie Wonder, and Barry Manilow, don't miss what critics are saying is energetic with fun and playful performances that evokes hits of an era. Piano Men is held over by popular demand. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting floridastudiotheater.org.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
fun for the whole family. The 25th Annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, benefiting special athletes of Sarasota County. Fossil vendors, arts and crafts, food, children's games, and live entertainment. With headliners, the Gator Creek Band on Friday night, Rockin' Rogues, Kim Betts, Glass Onion, Kettle of Fish, Paisley Craze, and the Boogeymen. Admission $4. Children 12 and under free. Parking is free. The annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, April 7th, 8th, and 9th at the Venice Airport Festival grounds.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction. Spend time choosing from exciting colors, textures, and accessories, and then collaborate with one of our expert designers to create the perfect custom storage solution to fit your style and budget. At California Closets, we design everything to exceed your expectations for any room in your home. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the nearest showroom to you. California Closets, designed to your life.